Hey everybody, Sawyer here. And I know I'm a little late on this one, but I'm gonna do a short review for Jigsaw, the newest incarnation of the Saw series. And this came out a few weeks ago, and I saw it a few weeks ago. But I haven't been on my YouTube channel as much lately. So I'm gonna try to play catch up in the next few days and put out a couple different reviews for movies I've watched recently and reactions to trailers I've watched and all the stuff I normally put out. So yeah, I just wanted to talk real quick about this movie. It's kind of there's a lot of mixed reviews about it right now. You got some people that are saying they like it. A lot of people say they don't like it though. And I can understand why people don't like it, but I personally enjoyed it. I didn't go into the movie theater really expecting much because I kind of I have this really love hate relationship with the Saw series. So after the last couple ones, I really just wasn't expecting anything from this movie. I was really just going out of tradition because me and my brother always have a tradition of going to see the Saw movies on the big screen, like during Halloween week, and whenever they put one out every year. Well, they stopped putting them out for a few years, so we didn't do it. But then since they did this one, we decided to go, and that was the only reason why I wanted to go see it. But after I walked out of the theater, I wouldn't say I was like happy I saw it. I mean, but I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Sorry, camera fell. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. And I feel like I'm not a big Saw buff. Like I haven't really, I've seen them all at least once, but I don't really remember a lot of them because it's been so long and some of them are kind of forgettable. So I'm not like really huge. I'm not really huge on the timelines and things. I'm not sure exactly where this fits and how it, or if it makes sense in the time. I know some people are saying that there's a lot of plot holes, but I'm not sure if there really are or not. Um, but I enjoyed this movie. I thought it had. I like the mystery aspect of it. Like I really enjoyed the whole the parallels of the actual game going on, and then you had the cops or whatever trying to catch them, which is always interesting to me. Um, but the big thing about the movie was, was a surprise, was like that twist at the end, which some people said it was very predictable. I didn't really. I usually can catch stuff like that. I didn't really catch it. I mean, I did, but not like until it was almost right in my face. Until it was creeping up on me. But I thought it was actually pretty cool. I actually love I love the idea that the whole game you're watching throughout the movie is actually in the past, and that was like the very first game whenever when Jigsaw was real sloppy, or maybe not sloppy but inexperienced, and he made some mistakes. Thought that was cool because it just made this movie made so much more sense after they showed that to me. Um, I did realize that that one guy was the doctor dude or the soldier guy. I did realize that he was gonna be the Jigsaw. I figured that out out pretty quick. I also figured out that he had faked his death, and I did like that he did that because that was kind of like an homage to the first Saw movie. And with the whole dead body sitting there, thing rises up. That was cool. That's fun. The traps themselves weren't like the most inventive, I think, but there were some cool ones. I think my favorite trap in the movie was the rice meal thing with all the blades falling down on people. That was just thinking about that would be so terrifying because you just don't know if they're gonna hit you or not. At least some of the other traps, you're just screwed. But that trap, you're like, you get that false hope. I don't know. And just the idea of looking up and freaking daggers and stuff falling on you is crazy to me. So I did enjoy that trap a lot. That one thing that they said they never got to use before, that big giant, I can't think what they call them, slushy machine or whatever. Oh, that's the totally wrong term. Blender, that giant blender thing. That was kind of ridiculous. I didn't really like that part. The characters themselves, the contestants, I'll call them. They weren't really nothing special. I mean, the one chick was, she was interesting because obviously she was the one that got the most fleshed out. I did like the big guy, the guy that gets, that makes it to the end. He was fun. I enjoyed him just because he's like an asshole and a sarcastic guy. And kind of like, you know, he basically killed some people just to get like, he could get through. The other two characters weren't very interesting, especially the girl because she don't make it very long. But the black guy, he made it a little bit longer, but he just wasn't interesting to me. I guess I don't know. But the cop characters were all right. The girl was kind of just really over the top. I didn't really like her. She, you know, like the Jigsaw groupie. And I thought it was kind of like I kept questioning the doctor guy's freaking intelligence because he was just like, you know, following her around even though he knew she had this crazy like session with Jigsaw. And to me, I was like, that was dumb. I was like, dude, get out of there. That bitch is gonna kill you or something, or she's gonna hand you over to Jigsaw. But it made sense once I realized that he actually was Jigsaw. So he didn't care. He knew he was safe. But just the idea was crazy to me. And yeah, so I'm starting to run out of time on here, so just cut this off pretty fast. I enjoyed the movie. I definitely liked it. It was kind of a pleasant surprise. Is it the best movie? No. Is it the best Saw movie? No. It's okay, enjoyable horror gore fest. You know, like the best Saw movies usually are. So alright, see you guys later, and thanks to you guys for watching.